Shabbat Shalom, everybody. Thank you. Shabbat Shalom. We can do it one more time. Shabbat Shalom. There we are. There we are. I know it's summer, even though school started. For some people, it's still a little light outside, but we're bringing in Shabbat. We're going to make it happen here together. Friends, quick note, we have our Shalom Sanctuary just behind the glass doors if anybody needs a wiggle break but still wants to hear the service. If you haven't figured it out yet, all good, but your prayer book, your Siddur, is under your seat. There are two blue books. The one that says Torah is the wrong one. So you want our Mishkan Tefillah, our prayer book this evening. If anybody needs to step out of the sanctuary for any reason tonight, you can do so through the doors you came in. We have doors over here, doors behind you, and there's an exit behind us as well. If you didn't get a chance on your way in, take a second, double check your phone, make sure it is on silent, that alarms are turned off, Apple Watch is stilled, so we can just be super present together in this space. Mazel tov to Burke on becoming bar mitzvah tomorrow morning. I'm very excited to lead with you in the morning, and mazel tov to your family, who are all very proud of you. Take a second in just a moment. Rabbi Rachel, if we've never met, cantorial soloist Jessica Tillum, take a second, turn to somebody that you did not drive here with, introduce yourself. Hello, my name is, Shabbat Shalom, all that stuff, and we'll come back together in just a sec.
Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom.
I'd love everybody to take just a second, get your feet on the floor or the back against the chair, maybe both if you're tall enough. And if you'd like, flutter your eyes closed, just so we can leave behind the busy week that we may have had, whatever chaos entered our life, anything that was on our mind during the week. Now is when we get a chance to let it go. And to do that, we'll just take some centering breaths together. So let's take a deep breath in and let it out. Another deep breath to feel in this space, in and out. One more breath to help us ready for Shabbat. Deep breath in, let it out, and you can flutter those eyes open. We're going to start our service on page 120 with our Shabbat candle lighting. So Mandy, Mark, Burke, and Ashlyn, if you guys will come on up right in front of the candles here. Perfect. Brooke, do you want a light? Does your mom want a light? You can do it. Perfect. Go ahead and light the candles for us. And we'll do our hand waves, and Jessica will lead us. All right, perfect. So we welcome in some love and light and warmth. And I forgot to have everybody rise. Please stand. And we'll help ourselves by welcoming that light again. Let's do it one more time. So we'll welcome some love, light, warmth, and we join with Jess.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kirishanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat.
Thank you so much. So friends, you can come up to our table to my left and to my right if you would like to light your own Shabbat candles. If you're not interested, that's fine. We're on page 142. You can have a seat. And we join together to welcome some Shabbat angels with Shalom Aleichem.
Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Elyon, Melech Malachei Amlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Boachem l'shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon, Melech Malachei Amlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Bachuni l'shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon, Melech Malachei Amlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Seitchem l'shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon, Melech Malachei Amlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu.
Friends, we'll turn back in our prayer book to page 138. Our prayer of Lachadodi, where it says, we welcome the Sabbath bride. We welcome what we imagine to be the most beautiful thing before us, whatever that is for you in an essence. Something that calms you, something that you want to bring with you into Shabbat. That's what we're welcoming. Lachadodi, page 138.
Lechadodi, likrat kala, penei Shabbat nekabela. Lechadodi, likrat kala, penei Shabbat nekabela. Shamor v'zachor b'dibur echad, ishmi'anu el hamiuchad. Adonai echad, u'shemo echad, l'shemo tiferet v'litechila. Lechadodi, likrat kala, penei Shabbat nekabela. Lechadodi, likrat kala, penei Shabbat nekabela. Likrat Shabbat nachul v'nelcha, ki mekor haberacha. Merosh mekidem nesucha,
במחשבה תחילה.
There it is.
I got you.
לך דודי, לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי, לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה.
We rise and face the door.
בואי ושלום עטרת בעלה, גם בשמחה ובצוך עונה, תוך אמוני עם סגולה. בואי חלה, בואי חלה,
We face forward.
לך דודי, לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי, לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה.
Page 147. Let's pray together at the top of the page. There is one who sings the song of his own life, finding everything within himself. There is one who leaves the circle of herself and sings the song of her people. There is one whose voice rings with the song of humanity, hoping for the highest perfection. And there is one who rises even higher, uniting with all creatures, with all worlds, filling the universe with song. Nivarech, let us bless. Baruch Hu, page 146.
Yai la lai 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 lai. Yai la lai 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 lai. Yai la lai 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 lai. Yai la lai 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 lai. Yai la lai 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 lai. Yai la lai 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 lai. Yai la lai 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 lai. Yai la lai 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 lai. Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach, HaMevorach le'olam va'ed. HaMevorach, HaMevorach le'olam va'ed.
We turn to the back inside cover of our prayer books, where we'll find our Ma'ariv prayer, our roll into dark as the evening comes in.
Roll into dark, roll into light. Night becomes day, day turns to night. Roll into dark, roll into light. Night becomes day, day turns to night. Orei yom v'layla, golel or mipnei choshen, golel or mipnei choshen, v'choshen mipnei or. Roll into dark, roll into light. Night becomes day, day turns to night. Roll into dark, roll into light. Night becomes day, day turns to night.
We feel our feet on the floor, our shoulders are back, we're tall, we're proud. We declare God's oneness, page 152, Shema.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. kevod shem kevod malchuto leolam vaed.
Please be seated. Unless you are becoming bar mitzvah tomorrow, then come on up. You don't need it. I've got it for you right here. So on page 154, we have our prayer of Ve'ahavta. And in the prayer, what do I always say? It says, impress them upon your children. What are we impressing? All of these instructions that we're supposed to take to our heart. And now, you don't have any kids, and you're still a kid in your parents' house. But tomorrow you become a Jewish adult. And so this starts to apply to you. And there is somebody in your house who's a little younger than you. And someday she looks up to you. Not just physically, you guys. I mean, like, she's watching you. She sees what you're doing. And you're being a role model for her. And that's a big part of what this prayer is all about. So tonight is your last time doing it as just big brother in the congregation. Tomorrow you do it as big brother, but also young Jewish adult in the congregation. So if you would be so kind, you're going to lead us in Ve'ahavta, page 154.
Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavcha uv'chol nafshecha uv'chol meodecha v'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavecha hayom al levavecha v'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam v'shivtecha uvetecha uvlechtecha v'derech uvshochbecha uvkumecha ukshartam leod al yadecha v'hayu letotafot beinenecha uchtavtam al mezuzot beitecha uvisharecha leman tizkeru v'asitem et kol mitzvotai v'hitem kedoshim leloehem ani Adonai Elohechem asher hotzeiti etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim liot lachem le'elohim ani Adonai Elohechem.
Amen. Beautiful. Thank you so much. And for those who aren't so familiar with, maybe you've never had or haven't in a long time had kids in our religious school, one of the ways that we run our Hebrew program now is, Rabbi Spike likes to call it martial arts meets Montessori, because kids travel based on their abilities and conquering certain prayers. So instead of getting a new belt color, you get a new kippah color. So you move up, red, yellow, green, whatever the order is. And Burke, he made it to, it should have been rainbow, but he made it to gray, which is the top. That means you tested out of all of your prayers. And not only did he do that, he did it like 2.5 years ago. And so what that meant was he and I, along with his buddy Stephen here, got to spend like 2-on-1 time in my office on Sunday mornings, like really going into the prayers for like 1.5 years, 2 years, which was really, really cool. So mazel tov to you. Again, can't wait for tomorrow. I won't have to do much. All right, friends, page, it's the P's. They're popping. My apologies. Maybe turn me down just a little. We're going to get ready for our Micha Mocha, our prayer of redemption. To get us kind of into that zone, let's turn to page 157 and pray together the words at the top. Standing on the parted shores of history, we still believe what we were taught before ever we stood at Sinai's foot, that wherever we go, it is eternally Egypt, that there is a better way, a promised land, that the winding way to that promise passes through the wilderness, that there is no way to get from here to there except by joining hands, marching together. Micha Mocha, page 158.
No rat to heal, no to say fair. מלכותך ראו בניך, בוקי היום לפני משה. זיננו ויאמרו, זיננו ויאמרו, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד, אדוני ימלוך לעולם לעולם ועד.
Friends, let's turn to page 160. We have our prayer of Hashkivenu, asking that God spread over us a shelter of peace, not just over us, but over God's people Israel, over Jerusalem. And we know especially now, Israel in this liminal space, facing threats from where, everywhere, when, we don't know. This prayer hits a little differently. Hashkivenu, page 160.
Nai Eloheinu leshalom, v'hamidenu shomreinu lechaim. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu leshalom, v'hamidenu shomreinu lechaim. Ushmor tzitenu uvoenu, lechaim u'shalom me'ata v'ad olam. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu leshalom, v'hamidenu shomreinu lechaim. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu leshalom, v'hamidenu shomreinu lechaim, v'hamidenu shomreinu lechaim.
And since our world has really turned upside down since that day in October, for those who have added Shabbat into their life, maybe they did it a little bit, whatever it means to you, whatever it means to mark Shabbat. People who have added Shabbat since October 7th, whether it's you used to light 2 candles, now you light 3 candles, whether it's taking just that one extra moment to breathe on Friday night or on Saturday. That's what's keeping us. Shabbat, you can even find it, bottom page 163. Ahad Ha'am, more than the Jewish
Olam v'shamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat לעשות b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat לעשות et ha-Shabbat לדורותם ברית עולם.
On November 16th, 2012, I heard the Tseva Adom, the red alert rocket siren, for the first time. And I've shared this story many times. I was walking to Friday night services with Max and his roommate Chase. Hamas had been firing rockets in the south all week long. However, rocket alerts hadn't sounded in Jerusalem since the Gulf War. So we weren't expecting anything out of the ordinary over Shabbat. And when that siren sounded, we knew instantly what the sound meant. There was just one problem. We were walking on a residential street and had nowhere to go. And friends, it's at this point in our story that Max, Chase, and I all disagree on what happened next. I remember stopping in the middle of the street, saying something like, "We have nowhere to take cover," and looking up until we heard the explosion. Max says that there was a little wall off to the side, and that we laid down on the ground, put our hands over our heads until we heard the boom. Chase says we huddled in a stoned doorway. How's that for different memories of a very memorable event? I'm not making this up. We texted about it like 2 weeks ago, and this was the discourse of that story. You see, memories are tricky. Ask anyone in law enforcement. Eyewitness accounts are anything but reliable. And this has been true for all human history. In fact, the issue of changing details in retelling a story is at the forefront of our parashah, of our Torah portion this week. As Moses retells the story of the 12 tribes, he completely changes the narrative from the original text. In the story as it's told in the book of Numbers, God tells Moses to send one leader from each tribe to scout the land of Israel and report back on what they saw. 10 tribal heads come back and say that while the land is fertile, filled with milk and honey, the people there are terrifying. They're giants, and we will never be able to conquer them. 2 of the tribal heads say they saw the same thing, but the Israelites can conquer the land regardless. Now, in the book of Deuteronomy, where we are this week, Moses relays the story differently. To the new generation of Israelites, those about to enter the promised land, he says the following: "You, the Israelites, you came to me and suggested that we send spies to check out the land. I, Moses, selected one person from each tribe to scout the land. They scouted, brought some fruit back, and said, 'It is a good land that God is giving us.' But then the Israelites refused to enter, and they sulked in their tents." There are 2 big differences in the story. First, in the story from Numbers, God was the one who commanded the spies to scout the land. In the Deuteronomy version, Moses presents this as an idea that came from the Israelites. Second, in the Numbers story, 10 of the spies gave a scary report about what they saw. But in the Deuteronomy story, Moses says the spies brought back a good report, and it was the Israelites who panicked on their own and stirred up trouble. Which leads to the question: why would Moses change the story? And, of course, what can we learn from the change? Idea number 1. There's only 2 tonight. The story changed because maybe Moses genuinely forgot what happened. Perhaps in the remainder of his journey, when he replayed the story in his head, he remembered different details that led him to relay the moment in a new way, focusing on the positivity of the land and not on the fear of the people in the land. Such an interpretation, it reminds us of Moses' humanity. At the end of decades of leadership, his memories were shaped by other experiences along the way. Perhaps his subconscious highlighted only the positive of the initial report. Under this interpretation of why the story changed, we are urged to remember the fallibility of our leaders. That's one idea. Idea number 2. The story changed because Moses made an executive decision to focus on the positive part of the spies' report. He wanted to highlight that the spies recognized the quality of the land that God was giving them. while leaving out the fear-filled report about the giants in the land. Moses' retelling also lays blame on all of the Israelites rather than the appointed spies. At a time when Moses would soon pass his leadership to Joshua, this was a good moment to take pressure off of leadership and remind the general community that their collective actions will determine their future. Now, we may never know for sure why the story changed. But the portion, it gives us an opportunity to recognize the complexity of leadership and human memory. Whether a genuine forgetfulness rears its head or a strategic decision is made, Moses shaped his telling of the spy story to emphasize the positive aspect of the promised land. So when friends, family, or our children look to us for inspiration in trying times, may we follow Moses' example, shift the narrative to see the land filled with milk and honey rather than the big, scary giants. Shabbat Shalom. Friends, our service will continue as we rise for our Amidah. It can be found on page 164.
Adonai sifatai tiftachu fi yagita hilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu v'Elohei Avoteinu v'Imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, v'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, v'Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel chasadim tovim v'konei hakol, v'zocher chastei avot v'imahot, u'mevi geula libnei b'neihem, leman shemo b'ahava, melech ozer u'moshia u'magen, Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham v'ezrat Sarah, atah gibor le'olam Adonai, Mechaye hakol atah Rab l'hoshia, morid hatal, mechalkel chayim bechesed, mechaye hakol berachamim rabim, somech noflim verofei cholim, umatir asurim, umechayem emunato lishenei afar, michamocha ba'al gevurot, umido melech, melech meimit umechaye, umatzmiach Yeshua, v'ne'eman atah lechayot hakol, Baruch atah Adonai, mechaye hakol. Atah kadosh v'shimcha kadosh, u'kdoshim b'chol yom yalu chasela, Baruch atah Adonai, ha'el hakadosh.
We continue with the words of our Siddur, of our prayer book, or the prayers of your heart. And when you have concluded those prayers, I invite you to please be seated.
יהיו לרצון אמרי פי והגיון ליבי לפניך אדוני צורי אדוני צורי וגואלי
It's my pleasure to take a moment to invite up Jamie Chosmer, a member of our Board of Trustees, to share with us a few announcements. Oh, you've got a new name tag too. Cool.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone. I'm overzealous this morning, or evening, I should say. My name is Jamie Chosmer, and I'm a member of the Board of Temple. Welcome to all congregants, visitors, guests, everyone online. Thank you, Rabbi and Jessica. This has been beautiful so far. I loved just everything, and that's very interesting that you guys all had different memories. Thank you. Okay. Mazel tov to the Fridkin family, Burke, Mandy, Ashlyn, and Mark. Can I say that out of order? I've known you since you were a little kid, so I'm super happy to do announcements tonight, and I'm so excited to celebrate with you and your family tomorrow. Lots of fun memories. Thank you to our ushers, Marty Barenhout, Ann Fine, Frank Froman, and Nancy Sachs. The oneg tonight is sponsored by our generous Temple Emanu-El congregant bakers. Please check the new Monday Temple Emanu-El and programming emails for more details on the upcoming programs. A few programs to note: August 21st, Temple Emanu-El's Business Network Happy Hour with featured speaker Robin Blass. August 23rd, Friday with Friends Dinner and Board Installation Shabbat. That should be a lot of fun. And September 8th, Dick Wilson and Rick Shapiro Memorial Golf Tournament honoring Carrie Romanoff. Thank you so very much, and Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. Thank you, Jamie. All right, so this is the point in the service where we take a few moments and just share the good going on in our lives. So if there's something you're celebrating, something you're proud of from the last week, now is a great time to introduce yourself and to share it. So for example, Rabbi Rachel and I just had a lovely 2.5-week vacation after Rabbi Spike was on sabbatical since March 1st. And now the gang's back together. The team is back, and we're thrilled. So it's been a good first 2 days back. Who else has something wonderful to share?
I'm Gloria Lappin, and I'm very happy to have my birthday tomorrow.
Happy early birthday. Oh, Norman, you're way over there. I'll get there.
I'm Sheila Bialis, and I just want to congratulate my daughter Hannah, who just graduated from University of Alabama.
Oh, Mazel Tov. I wonder what you're going to say.
It's kind of obvious, but I'm Ashlyn Fridkin, and because he doesn't want to say it, I'm going to say it for him. My brother's bar mitzvah is tomorrow.
Yeah, we're very excited. Thank you, Ashlyn.
So I'm Norman Zoller, and this is kind of a happy announcement of sorts. I was looking at my email today and realized that the choir starts on September 5th for the high holiday choirs, which is a happy thing forthcoming. So if anyone here has always wanted to sing in the choir, this is your chance. You can talk to one of the
Right, and really, by Monday, because Nyla in the office is ordering the robes.
Yeah.
So now's the time.
So let us know. We would love to have you.
I see you.
My name is Leah Chosmer, and I just finished my first week of 7th grade.
Woo, all right. 7th grade, check. How was the air conditioning? Broken. Yeah, I heard. No, it's all right.
Hi, my name is Michael Freudenthal. I'm the president of the Jewish Association at Goizeta Business School at Emory University. and I'm very active in the community on campus, and I'm happy to have my friend Adam, who I met at Chabad, told me that he just joined the IDF. He dropped out of Emory to join the IDF and defend our nation, our people. And he told me he really needed help for the soldiers. So when I went to Israel with Masa, which is like Taglit, birthright, I brought 2 bags full of gear for IDF soldiers that my family helped out through donations to DACA. So I'm really happy about that, and I encourage others to pray and to support Israel in every way that we can, because now we need it more than ever before.
Thank you. Thank you. It's wonderful. So much good, you guys. I'm loving this.
My name is Margie Baron-Hout, and first of all, I'd like to say that my granddaughter, no, she's over there. Okay.
Surrounded by family, Margie. What are you thankful for?
I have nine granddaughters.
You do.
And a great granddaughter, and one of my granddaughters is expecting a baby. And since we have all granddaughters, this one granddaughter is expecting a boy.
Ah. Thank you, Margie.
Hello, my name is Gail Goldstein, and tomorrow is the 1-year anniversary of Allie and Zoe's bat mitzvahs.
Ah. 1 year.
1 year.
I was very pregnant again. I know.
Hi, I'm Cora Froman. We're celebrating our 2 grandsons who are off to college this week.
Oh, Cora, right here.
One to Alabama and then one to Yale.
Wow. That's awesome. Did I see one more?
Hi, my name is Carly, and I just wanted to say I got an email today that I got accepted into a postgraduate studies for my certification in suicidology.
Wow. Mazel tov. Thank you. Jess, anything this week?
It's a normal week.
Just a normal week?
Yeah.
Well,
Good
Sam's
stuff.
potty training.
Sam is potty training by himself. I don't know what's happening. It's great.
Beautiful. For reaching all of these moments in time, we turn to page 648, Shachianu.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam shehechianu v'kimanu v'hegianu lazman hazeh.
Friends, just as we get to hold this joy together, we do it in a sort of a torn way these days, always having that little space, that little feeling inside of us that not all of our brothers and sisters are getting to experience joy right now. And so we at Temple Emanu-El since October 7th have on Friday nights been sharing this prayer of Achenu Kol Beit Yisrael, a prayer for the captive. There were some sheets available as you came in. You could always look at a neighbor's as well. We'll sing it. I'll read our translation. I'll pray our translation. We'll pray together, and then we'll sing it one more time.
Achenu Kol Beit Yisrael, Achenu Kol Beit Yisrael. Ha'omdim bein bayam uvein bayabasha ha'ma'akom yirachem aleihem yotziei mitzara li'irvacha u'mi'afala le'ora u'mishibui ligula hashtabakala. Our
brothers and sisters, the whole house of Israel, who are in distress and captivity, who wander over the sea and land. May God have mercy on them and bring them from distress to comfort, from darkness to light, from slavery to redemption, now, swiftly, and soon.
Achenu kol Beit Yisrael, Achenu kol Beit Yisrael, Hanatuni b'tzara, b'tzara uvashivya, ha'omdim bein bayam uvein bayabasha. Hamakom yirachem, yirachem aleihem, yotziei mitzara, li'avacha u'mi'afara le'ora, u'mishibui li'gila, hashta ba'agala, u'vizman karev.
Friends, we also hold in our hearts those in the congregation who are in need of healing, healing of body, mind, spirit, relationship. We are especially thinking of Rob Gilbert, Charlie Cohn, Kaska Mishkogi, Tzvi Ben Natan, Jerry Penn, Sally Bear, Michael Geller, Chava Bat Dora, Ken Schiffer, Karnina Michal Batitzak Vatova, Jennifer Herman, Jeffrey Crispo, Ethan Berkowitz, Benjamin Ben Moshe Gedalia Vechaya Freya, Chana Gittel Bat Aaron Vibatia, Alvin Fox, Dorothy Weller, and Rachel Leah. Friends, if there is a name that you are thinking of and praying for this Shabbat, I invite you to share that name as my hand comes around the room. Thank you. 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 Thank you.
Ida Daly, Loretta Love.
Friends, we'll turn to page 371. We'll rise, and if your neighbor is okay with it, wrap an arm around, and we'll join together.
Avotenu mikor habracha limotenu. May the source of strength who blessed the ones before us help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say Amen. Nishebera imotenu mekor habracha lavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shelema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say Amen.
Friends, we'll remain standing, turning to page 123. And if anybody under the age of bar or bat mitzvah will come on up here to the front. Burke, you'll come all the way up because you get the big cup. And then come on around. Oh, I should get you a microphone. Oh, I put it in here. Perfect. So friends, we're on page 123, and we join with Burke. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen, Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav, v'ratzav banu, v'shabbat kodsho, be'ahava uvratzon chinchi lanu, zikaron lema'aseh v'reishit, ki hu yom techila, lemikra'e kodesh, zecher letziat Mitzrayim, ki vanu v'acharta, ve'otanu kidashta, mikol ha'amim, v'shabbat kodshecha, be'ahava uvratzon, hinchaltanu, Baruch atah Adonai, Mekadesh HaShabbat. Wonderful. Take a drink. All right, and then you can put your cups down. Just sneak it on the table there. And then don't go too far. Come circle back around because you're going to help open the ark. We'll turn to page 586 as we begin to conclude our service with Aleinu L'Shabeach. Go ahead, guys.
Aleinu l'shabeach l'adon hakol, l'teit gedula liotzer bereshit, shelo asanu kegoye haratzot, velo samanu k'mishpachot hadama, shelo sam chelkenu kahem, v'gor aleinu kechol hamonam, v'anachnu korim, ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו אחד.
Perfect. You may be seated. Thanks, guys. Friends, at this point in our service, we take time for memory, to recall loved ones who have died in recent days and those who have died in seasons past. And so on this Shabbat, we offer our thoughts. We offer perhaps just that gentle touch of a friend to say, I'm here. And we think of the family who was in a period of Shiva for Henry S. Strauss, those in Shloshim for Roberta Alperin, and those observing yartzites for Robert Barenhout, Leon Bialy, Phyllis Dean Boxer, Bob Buchanan, Ray Cohn, Sam Davis, Elena Luftegarten, Philippe Edelman, Gerard Froman, Stanley Goldstein, Diana Goldstein, Henrietta Gushkind, Joel Hine, Stuart Kahn, Esther Koff, Milton Lapidus, Lawrence Levinson, Rosalie Ludmer, Emmanuel Michaels, Beverly Perlman, Rio Pedersen, Adrian Perillis, Jack Pulver, Josephine Riddick, Philip Seldes, Raina Sarant, Abe Siegel, Eugenia Steiner, Winnie Strauss, Sanford Whitey Watsman, Lawrence H. Weintraub, Benjamin Wilner, Samuel Winograd. If there's a name I accidentally skipped or mispronounced, I do invite you to please share that name at this time. Busnick, thank you. If you are in the first 30 days Observing the loss of a loved one, I invite you to rise so we can recognize you. If you are in the first year, Yud Bet, observing the loss of a loved one, we ask you to rise so we can recognize you. If on this Shabbat you're commemorating a yahrzeit, a death anniversary of a loved one, we ask you to rise so we can recognize you. And if it is your custom to rise for Mourner's Kaddish, as it is here at Temple Emanu-El, we invite you to do so now. Words of Kaddish Yatom found on page 598. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, be'alma divrach hirutei v'yamlich malchutei, b'chayachon uvyomechon, uv'chayei d'chol Beit Yisrael, b'agala v'zman kariv v'imru, Amen. Yehei shmei Rabbah mevarach le'olam u'amaya, yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitba'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh, Vit hadar, vit ale, vit halal, shemei kudasha barichu, le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tush bechata v'nechemata, tamiran be'alma v'imru, Amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya, v'chaim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, v'imru, Amen. Osei shalom b'mromav, hu ya'asei shalom, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, v'imru, Amen.
Say shalom bimromav, uyase shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'imru, v'imru, amen. Yase shalom, yase shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael.
Little wala to our challah. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Shabbat shalom. Shabbat shalom, everyone.
Shalom.